Hello, team. Welcome to our chart room. I'm so glad you're here. Today we got a great show on the channel for you. We're going to be going into Dogecoin. I know we got a lot of people asking about Doge and what's going on there. So when you're in my channel, we'll be going over the price maps. I'll be going over a little bit of tutorial sometimes about how I arrive at my methods of technical analysis, which is very unique. And I draw, and I got my crayons ready, and we're going to be drawing all over the place. So please join me. If you are not a member, consider joining up for membership for exclusive videos and context. If you like what you see, we'll talk about more of that later at the end of the video. But let's get into it. Before we continue the video, I want to let everyone know that everything you see here today and see is not financial advice or trading advice of any kind. It is just merely for entertainment, comedic, and educational purposes only. Bear in mind, I eat red crayons for breakfast, and you should too. But if you do, you may get a tummy ache, so eat them at your own discretion. I am not responsible for any consequences you would have by listening to anything you see in this video. So basically to say, it's all on you. But I hope you guys learned something and enjoy your time here and on our chart room and the rest of this channel. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you, guys. So one of the things I seen in my previous analysis that I showed you was this. I saw these big spikes all coming here on this area, and I drew that like the curve. Well, we have that curve that gives us the parabolic. And when we have that parabolic, we're able to draw that line straight out, just like we do for some other coins. And that line represents a very important point in the future. So you have to be aware of those. So we do draw parabolics. We draw our straights, our straight dynamics, which sometimes I just call our straights. Then we have our flats, which are these core points. And we only draw the most relevant ones, starting with the top-down view on the highest time frames, because that's going to give us a more accurate depiction about what lines are important and which lines are not. So I would take my time frame. Right now it says Doge 1D, and we change it to 1 week to see if there's anything important on the weekly chart we should be aware of. Now, we were aware of the major swings. They would be from this leg here, down, up, and down. So there's 3, with this one being the most important. Okay, we would draw that straight, and we would draw that flat right at the cores as accurate as possible, and it would look something like this. However, when it would come up in the future, it would come up about right here, but the reason we're not talking about that specifically is because it plays no relevance in this chart, especially because the price moved up already through it. And the other thing is that when you're dealing with so few candles, like there's 2 candles here, there's 3 candles, 2 up ones, 1 down one, and then we have the top, which is 3 downs. That's not really a swing, in my opinion. We have to have some good amount of candles at least to give us a story. So this is really just nothing. And I don't really bother with the weekly chart on Doge. Okay, but I did that to show you my thinking. Then we go to the next level down, and we have the daily chart. Okay, so again, this was a very important line. So we drew that coming out here into the curve, and we drew it straight out. And I used the parabolic tool to do that. Some of the other measurements I took was some of the flats. So we have this swing here, which is up here, where we went up and then came down, and this is part of this, so this is relevant. We draw that there, we can draw that here, and we can draw this here. So there's a few tops on Doge that we can see, and a few places we need to beat to be able to complete this analysis. So let's draw those in. Right now it's blue. Let's turn it to a pink, and then let's clone that, and then we'll draw it at the core of this level. Now, what I mean by core, I mean I'm actually drawing not at the wick area up here. Oops. I'm actually drawing here on the flat. You understand? Okay, there we go. So you have this room to play, but when price comes up and hits those lines exactly, or gets above or gets below, there's more data we can gather. Rather, when it hits just a core, a wick, there's not as much information we can gather. And if you're trading, you're trying, and to say price was down here, and you're trading to these targets, you wouldn't want to trade so much above or below, if you were being conservative, you can just hit exactly the line if you wanted to, because you know that somewhere along the line price may spike. Now, if you're feeling a little risky, you can put it a few pips above, depending on how much wicks there were in the past, because that gives us an amount of time, amount of knowledge how volatile it should be. So that's something you should be aware. But it doesn't always hit those wicks. If price is really weak as it was coming up, like if price was we drew that wick here and price was coming up and it just turned here rather than going all the way up and turning there, then it tells us at this area that price is actually weak. And so we read that as weakness. Sorry, it makes my lines look squiggly. This is just how the app uses. It makes the lines a little squiggly sometimes for this. But let's continue. So we draw that there. And then the other one we're going to draw is down here. So we have these lines out into the future, with the most important be this cut area here, which is the cut zone. Okay. Now, what we're going to do, and what I do in the sword method, is I actually, and these are all my secrets, guys, so don't tell anybody, but I draw this as a range. Now, if you go to today, we were expecting this to be the top, and two things was going to happen. Okay. So if we go to a 4-hour chart, we're expecting a couple things to happen with DOGE. And I've had these maps for a while. Okay, so I've told everyone that DOGE was going to be hitting up here. So no one can say that's not the case. Just join me on my Telegram group on the community, or you can join me in the chart page and you'll see these maps where I drew these targets a while back. And a few days ago, we actually hit that target right there. And we hit it on August 14th. We hit that date, and that target was 30.98 cents. Okay. Now there's something I really want to happen if we're going to have higher prices of DOGE. Okay. And I tell you guys this all the time. I want price to do this, go up and come down and sit on that line, especially when it kisses it ever so nicely, which it has. I mean, look at this, guys. It's very accurate. If you go back to the daily chart, this is hitting it. I mean, look at that line. It came down to that line, it came right back up. So that's a first. The first thing was that we passed through that line and hard closed above it. So when we hard closed above the line, not exactly on the line, if we close exactly on the line, then I'm expecting this. If we hard close and down, okay, down. That's my down arrow. If we were to close a little bit below it, then I would expect price to fight a little more and then maybe go up. That gives us more time. But when price closes above, that's a really good sign. Now price can actually come and hit some of these lower lows, like here on that wick, or here on this week, or even here. But whatever the case it is, that price can actually even do that and then be able to go up higher. But every now and then it'll act like this, where it arcs above and comes down. Now, because this is the daily chart, see the down here where it says 1D, that means every candle is 1 day. So because it's on the daily chart, this could be a while. Or we can look on the 4-hour to see if the candles make sense. And do they make sense? You bet they do. And look what is happening. Don't we have those nice curves that I tell you I like them nice curves on price? Look at that. Ooh, nice. Now, what do we want? We want price to curve up. If we get this curve up, that's a signal to everybody and their nana that price is going to be going up. So you guys, if you see that, make sure to wake up and smell the crayons that DOGE is going to go higher. Okay. And when I see this setup, just like I told you guys with XRP on the daily chart, we got that nice curve on XRP. And you can watch it in my video called $120 XRP. Now, I don't know if we're going to exactly hit $120 in XRP. But I'm just letting you know that's on the map. I can actually show you on the map how we're at the bottom and the roof is around $120. Now, personally, I think we're going to be hitting around $99, but I'm expecting some big that word, you know. Siri, how do you say vitality? Oh, she doesn't say. Not vitality. Gosh darn it. You guys know what I'm talking about. I see there's some words like I have a hard time saying, like if you want to walk some people say straight. I walk straight. Okay, guys, I don't walk straight. I walk straight. And I eat a strawberry, okay, because I like strawberries. And don't ask me why. I had a friend who was from Arkansas, and like his whole family was from there. And so when we were kids, I grew up with him, and I took that on, and I never got it changed, and I never got rid of my accent in that. So there's some words I kind of say wrong because that's how I talk. So don't be judging me, guys. Don't be judging me. But that's gonna be the word of the day. Vitolitol. I think it's vitolitol. When something's very volatile. That's it. Volatile, guys. See, I knew how to get it. Okay, just gotta be patient with me. Okay, so we saw this on XRP, and this is what I had been telling everybody. So I don't want you guys to be so scared. As I told you in XRP, we even need that, which we'll be going over in just a little bit. But DOGE, I want that. That's what I want. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a screenshot of this map and give you my price points. Okay. Ooh, not yet. Let's make this a little bigger so you guys can have this live. And for reference, these maps will all be included in our membership area. So you'll have this available for you. Just click on the link in the description area, and the link is called patreon.com/jsong_7. So patreon.com/jsong_7, and you'll have access to my exclusive maps and notifications every time something changes in price. And I'm watching with XRP or other things that I'm really watching. There's main coins that I really follow. And when I have a change in XRP, I'm notifying that immediately. But also, you'll be notified for any videos that I'm doing and emergency things. Sometimes I need to communicate with you on audio, and you can join that group, that Patreon. Being a member of my Patreon team, so you get my instant notification every time I make an adjustment, or if we miss something, you're going to be the first to know. The other thing is that you can sign up on Telegram just using the Telegram app if you want XRP only exclusive updates. I'll be posting them there, and that's also where we spend a lot of time in our community room. So go ahead and please join us on our community room and make friends. Right now we have like over 400 people who have shown up and are members of the group, and they're just posting a lot of stuff about the dreams they're having. Some of you guys have been watching from the dreams. Some of them are posting about, how do we do this? How do I, make an exchange? And you're making friends. They're talking about charts. They're talking about cryptos. They're talking about Bible verses. They're talking about the Lord. They're talking about the good things and encouragement and so many times people say this: I'm so glad I found this group. And so I'm popping in that group. We got a few good admins, but sometimes you'll find me there hanging out in the group, and you can ask me questions live. But these are all just so you know how this is going, and where to hang out, and where to find some like-minded people, especially if you're all new to this. Okay, so let's take some screenshots real quick before we post out this DOGE video. Right now we're looking at 43.50 cents. That's where the next target is for this. Let's see if we have any more data we can get out of here. So what I'll do is what I usually do is like a screenshot, and then I take my crayons and I draw like this. White's my favorite color to draw with my crayons. So this is we're gonna call that A for option A. Okay. And that's what I'm most looking at for this price. So we're gonna save that to our photos. The other thing is let's take a look to see if we can find any more relevant information. All right, guys. So let's go into something else. Let's go into our RSI to see what we can see. Now, RSI is oversold, but does that mean to sell? No, it sure does not. And the reason is because there's times when RSI will just stay oversold and bounce around the area for a long time. And you got to know, some of you who are new to, price action may not understand this, but I trade those indicators not just based on up and downs, but rather based on price action itself and the behavior of price action. So if we were to take a look at, this area, and I'm connecting the bottom of here to here, and I'm drawing on my indicator, this tells you how much room we have to play with RSI. Let me show you what I mean. Okay, so if this is RSI and I was drawing, and this is price, RSI can stay and bounce on these areas and still go higher, and you can see price going up and up and up and up like that. But if RSI comes below this line and comes and hits that line right there, then I'm expecting RSI to go down. And if RSI goes down, I would be expecting price to go down exactly on that same spot as well. Okay, but as it is, RSI is just cooling off, but that doesn't mean that price is actually going to reverse. It can come down very quickly if price is very balanced, because we have this. Let me give you some other examples on RSI for just a moment. Look at this. Okay, and when we have this is all the data we have on RSI. That's it, because DOGE hasn't been around that long. But if we were to take that data and we were to connect the tops here, here, and here, let's do it again. See that? Peak, peak, peak. And I drew this like this. Where does price cut at? It cuts right there. So what we would do, we would draw that here straight across. Then what did RSI do? RSI was bouncing along and then came up and did this. Now you guys thought that was nothing because it looks all in range. So people would be saying, hey, this is normal. And nobody's expecting, boom, RSI to go up. Guys, this is the secrets here. When people fail to realize this point was the transition point back to reality, all of this was negative, and then all of a sudden we went up. And you need to remember the full pattern. If you can understand these kind of things, you're going to be very successful. There was a similar thing that happened on Shiba Inu, and I'm not going to give it away because you guys need to. That's my exclusive content that you should show up and watch my video about Shiba Inu. I just posted a little while ago to our members only exclusive area. But look at this, guys. When you saw price come up here and sit on there, boom, where's that curve? That means we're going up, and we did. And then you start drawing again. Okay, so this is signals. What happened here? Let's take a look what happened there. This day, August 4th. This is on the daily chart. What happened on August 4th on the daily? What was happening? Well, August 4th on the daily was here when everyone was thinking, oh, we should sell. And price was telling us, because of the sword cut, we had a cut down here. And we were actually sitting on top of that cut. Boom. Nice curve, guys. Nice curve on DOGE. I like that curve. That's a good arc. And then what do we do? August 4th, August 5th. We were sitting here. We didn't boom that day. That was the time that gave you, that was great because that gave you time to buy. And what happened after that? That was the time everything changed. And boom. Oh my gosh, we just went all up all of a sudden because Elon Musk tweeted. No, we didn't go up because Elon Musk tweeted. We went up because price was set up to go. This is what happens. I watch price action all the time. This kind of thing happens all the time. Okay, guys, this happens all the time. So you need to understand, when price is set up, you can be set up for big gains if you know what to look for. But it's scary because you're like, oh my gosh, price is going up. But you need to read the story in context. What is price really telling you? What is price really telling you? Well, that's why we're here on the chart room. That's why I'm here doing these videos, because I'm tired of seeing people get wrecked in DOGE. I'm tired of people getting their accounts wrecked because they can't see these kind of things. Well, that's okay. You guys got time to learn these things, or you don't even have to learn. You could just, if you just watch the ones I'm watching. But if you guys want this content, you can learn this stuff for yourself. I'm giving you my secrets, so you yourselves can go back to whatever technical analysis you use and use this in conjunction with price maps, because these maps are going to help you identify price behavior, and it's going to make you a more successful trader, especially in your count rate, because then you're going to be able to see these kind of things like, oh my gosh, without these lines, I'm looking at price action for some of you guys, and I wonder, like, what it's like I can't unsee what I see. My mind's Shiba Inu instead. My mind starts acting really like calculating. but the average person doesn't see these things. So if you can take some of these things I'm giving you for free and start using some of these techniques on your own charts, I guarantee your trading is going to go to another level. You're going to see things you never saw before. I mean, you can, and soon I'll be launching a course at a certain tier level. We haven't decided what price, but I'm going to be launching like the ultimate beginner's course, and it's going to show you things that from a very simple level. Okay, the sword cut is the foundation of all of my trading, and it from there price revolves around there, and this is going to really help your trading and really start helping you identify when price it's really time to get out, or when prices come in, because you're gonna start seeing these kind of things everywhere, and when you start seeing them, you're going to become a better and successful trader. Okay, guys, so this is going to be the end of the DOGE video. I'm so glad you joined me. Please join me for my next part, part 2. We're gonna for today we're gonna be going into XRP, and then later on I'm gonna be giving some member exclusives for Theta. So if you I had some people asking, please give us Theta, so why not? We'll give you guys Theta. We did Shiba, let's see, we did DOGE, and then remember, guys, if tune in for XRP, because big stuff is coming in XRP. So let's get into that one. I'll catch you guys on my next video.